Welcome back to Cert Plus. This is lesson 1.17. We're looking at long division. So we're dividing a cubic function by a linear function. So first of all, put your cubic function underneath your divide sign and you're dividing it by this linear function. The first question you need to ask is, what do I need to multiply this 3x by to get 6x cubed? So first of all, your coefficient 3, to get up to 6, you got to multiply by 2. And you want to get that x up to x to the power 3. So now you're multiplying by 2x squared. Once you've decided on that, you have to multiply that 2x squared by each term. And you're going to get 6x cubed minus 2x squared. Next, you have to change the signs. So it's minus 6x cubed and plus 2x squared. And then you take away the lines. So your 6x cubed is going to be gone. And you're going to get minus 27x squared. And you have to bring down this 21x. So bring down that 21x. Next, you're back to the start. You're asking, what do I need to multiply that 3x by to get this minus 27x squared? So that's going to be minus 9x. So that's what you put on top, and then you have to multiply that minus 9x by each term again. Once you do that, you're going to get the next line, and then you have to change signs again. So you're going to say it's plus 27 and minus 9. When you take them away, you're going to get 12x, and then you can bring down this 4. And then you're asking the same question from the start again. What do I need to multiply the 3x by to get to 12x? You have to multiply it by 4. So that's our last number. And then you multiply the 4 by these two terms and you'll get your last line, which is 12x minus 4. When you change their signs, it's going to leave 0, meaning that this fits in as a factor into this cubic equation. So I'd like you to try the question now, pause the video and give this one a go. Okay, so setting up the division. We've got our linear function on the outside, 3x plus 4. On the inside we have 3x cubed plus 13x squared minus 18x minus 40. So the first question is, what do I need to multiply that by to get this? The answer is x squared. Multiplying that x squared by each term, we've got 3x cubed plus 4x squared. Now you have to take away these terms, so minus and a minus. So that's going to leave you with 9x squared minus 18x when I bring this guy down. Next, you're asking the same first question. What do I need to multiply that 3x by to get 9x squared? The answer is plus 3x. So multiplying that 3x by these two then, you're going to get 9x squared and you'll get plus 12x. Remember, change your signs, so negative and a negative. That's going to leave you with minus 30x, and then you can bring down your minus 40. So it's minus 30x and then bring down your minus 40. So now you're asking the very first question again, what do we need to multiply that by to get your minus 30x? The answer there is minus 10. So multiplying that minus 10 by the two terms then, you get minus 30x when you multiply the minus 10 by the 3x, and minus 10 by 4 is going to be minus 40. So then take away that last line or change the signs. That's going to be positive and positive, leaving 0 remainder. And that's your answer. Final question then, pause the video and give it a go. Okay, so setting this up, we got our linear function on the outside. And on the inside, we've got our cubic function. First question, what do I need to multiply that by to get this? The answer is 3x squared. Multiplying in that 3x squared then by these two terms, that's going to be 6x cubed minus 3x squared. Now you got to change the signs of these. That's negative and that's positive. So this is gone and you've got 8x squared and bring down your minus 10x. Then you're asking, what do I need to multiply 2x by to get 8x squared? The answer is 4x. So positive 4x, and multiply that positive 4x by each term. That's going to be 8x squared, and you'll get minus 4x. Remember to change your signs, negative and positive, and then you'll be left with minus 6x, and then you can bring down your positive 3. What do we need to multiply the 2x by to get negative 6? That's minus 3. So minus 3 by each one of these terms, you're going to get minus 6x plus 3. If you take away that bottom line, you're left with 0 remainder. So your answer is this quadratic up on top. Okay, so they're the basics on how to do long division, just 3 example questions. These are going to get a little bit more difficult in the next lesson, and then we'll go on to dealing with cubic functions with regards to long division. That's all for lesson 1.17. Thanks for watching Cert Plus. I'll see you again at lesson 1.18.
If you like this video, you'll love our notes. You can get some for free in the link in the description of this video.